Good evening, everyone. No Nerdpocalypse tonight because Robert is lazy. Also, I'm always sitting down because my figure can't stand. Hey there, everyone. As Jimmy said, no Nerdpocalypse this week. Reason being, I just got tied up. I'll get a jump on it next week because I've already got the beginning planned out. I just don't have time to edit it. Anyway, I wanted to talk about a comparison and contrasting of something modern with something modern, believe it or not, but something modern that feels vintage. And I've spoiled a little bit already with this. I did a post on it yesterday. I've opened it up, looked at it. It's freaking phenomenal. It's if you have not watched Retro Blasting's video on this, it was an excellent video. It's a short video, real easy to digest. It's just how this is a wonderful Indiana Jones playset. And as soon as I saw it, I went, wow, I want this for my eventual toy room when I get there, and I want to put this in the middle of my Indiana Jones figures, my 1/18 ones. I know some people are going, dead scale, dead scale. Shut up. I've got almost all of the Indiana Jones 1/18 scales from Hasbro from 2009 to 10, you know, except for the San Diego Comic-Con ones. Those are ones I didn't get. Never got them. I may never get them, but you know, it's okay. I'm not going to talk too much about that, but I just thought this would be perfect for them. I do overall like that series. It's not perfect by any stretch. And you can see there's, like, you know, the bridge collapses, the stairs become a slide, this topples, and, you know, this temple breaks in half and you can kind of slide down. Yeah, this is fun. I mean, it's so much fun. If you have not watched Retro Blasting video, go watch now, then come back. Okay, you're back? Good. Because I'm going to compare and contrast, because there was something else I got today. Now, believe it or not, this costs more than this. I was looking at all the engineering and all the pieces and everything and all that, and this ends up costing more. Sorry. I'm the unprofessional one because, you know, I use desk lamps and shit because, well, I've tried some lighting rigs and, man, I run into so much trouble with them. I can't tell you how many times I've run into trouble. It's just unreal, but I digress. So this is, of course, Mythic Legion's. I wanted this figure because I think I just realized it's Skeletor. And, you know, there's a very Skeletor-like thing to it. It's like purple and green, and yeah, I really just noticed that. But, you know, I just thought he was cool. I'm trying not to get any more Mythic Legions. I was surprised when I opened it that there was not a note in there from 1/6 sensitive shooter saying fuck you. I mean, you know, I will say this, they've gotten better with their fulfillment, because the last 2 times I dealt with them directly, ooh, took forever to ship. I think the first time it took 2 months, and the second time it took a month. This it was a little over a week before it shipped. That's an improvement. I'll give them that. That's an improvement. Anyway, but, you know, when that happened, of course, people would say to me, oh, well, on the Cabal, they said they weren't going to ship these out until after the sale, and then, you know, you had to wait. And I'm like, well, first and foremost, I'm banned. Still don't know why I'm banned, by the way. You know, just saying. Second off, you can't count on a private Facebook group for your PR. That's ridiculous, but beside the point. But, you know, I mean, it's not that I don't like this. I do. I actually do. I was looking at it, I'm like, yeah, this is really nice, but I'm much more excited about this. This has me fucking ecstatic. I don't know why. And I just hit the camera, sorry. I said, why? Why is this not hitting the same way? And it really took me a few minutes to think about it. I messaged Michael thanking him for that video and to introducing me to this set, because it looks so cool. And I'm debating getting a second set to do the big bridge. I may not. That's me, you know, I debate things like that. But I looked and I was just like, this has real heart, caring, and thought and engineering and stuff going on, play features and da-da-da. You can't do this. You try to do something like this for Adventure Series, for Indiana Jones, Hasbro would charge you $300. I mean, they probably would have done the old Well of Souls playset for no less than $100. I'm really can't see them doing that, because I mean, look what they're doing with the Darth Vader TIE Fighter. I mean, that's over $100, and it's egregiously overpriced. I digress quite a bit because I'm really trying to just talk about what I'm thinking here. And like, this is an adult collectible. It's cool. I like it. I have a few issues with it that I will get to somewhere. But, you know, spellcasting skeletons, yeah, kind of my D&D thing. It fills a niche in my collection too. This is a lot of my childhood here, you know. Michael, again, by now you've seen the video. Michael again brought in a lot of parallels to, you know, this was wow, it feels stupid. Temple of Doom, Last Crusade. You know, there was a lot of play features here that were very familiar to those movies. And that's why I think it struck the same chord in me as it did in Michael when he found it. I'm so glad he introduced it. I'd never even heard of this until a few days ago. And having it now and having looked through it, I'm like, ooh. And there's a lot of assembly required. Once again, trying to get the glare off of that. Sorry, I had to cut the camera for a second. And, you know, there is assembly required. There are instructions that you have to follow. But, ultimately, as you can see, you get these results, and you can really put it in any configuration you like. Now, of course, this is a dino set, which kind of harks back to Jurassic Park a little bit too, so you could mix it in there. G.I. Joe, Mask, any of them. You can make it it's a very versatile playset. But obviously influenced by Indiana Jones. They have a volcano one as well that I was kind of going, I might look that up and just see what it is. You know, but that looks interesting to me. But this is a lot. They would not have done this for Adventure Series. They don't have the imagination, the heart, or the drive to do that. Corporate would look at that and go, it's just a big thing. It's going to cost a lot of money and sit in clearance. You know. Now, some people make the argument that this is the same way. Somewhat. I mean, you want me to be freaking blunt? I think in as far as capturing a nostalgic feel, but with a modern take, Valaverse wins. That's me. You know, Action Force has the feeling of G.I. Joe when I was a kid, but it's also grown up so that it feels grown. You know, it feels mature, and not mature in like, oh wow, they showing titties. You know, like in Watchmen. No, I mean mature as in, you know, it takes itself seriously. It knows where to take itself seriously, etc. Basically, I'm saying there's different types of maturity, and, you know, the problem is that some people think Watchmen is mature just because it has titties and beer. It's not. But when I jumped back into collecting, it was Marvel Legends. I wanted an update to that I had when the original came out. But let's just face it, the Toy Biz figures, some of them don't, a lot of them don't hold up. There's a few that do. I'd argue that that very first Magneto they did is one of the best Magnetos ever made. Mafex would probably be the only one I'd put in front of it. At the same time, you know, better tech, better articulation in most cases, and you know, articulation that doesn't break the sculpt as much. It does still. I mean, that's impossible not to break the sculpt. But you know, I wanted updates to the old ones I had, and some of the expanded rosters we now have too. I mean, there's some, you know, there's some figures we never got in the Toy Biz run that are now here in character. So it's like, okay, that's a plus. I don't mind that at all. But, you know, Hasbro's a shitty company with shitty practices. You know, I can own Hasbro products and say they're a shitty company with shitty practices because it's true. I'm going to say this right now, that's overpriced. I freely admit it. I paid it. But it's overpriced. But I like it. I mean, there you go. I am freely admitting that I overpaid for something willingly. It's not the first time I've done it. It's not the last time I'm going to do it. But I'm very cognizant of it, and I own it when I do. Literally, I own it. It's my figure. I know I'm supposed to be slow and boring, and, you know, probably am. But hopefully you see what I'm talking about with this, because this I feel like is fun. I mean, this is just flat fun. It's not the gotta catch it now mentality. Yes, I did the Pokemon version. I can't believe I just said Pokemon. I used to say Pokemon as a joke, and sometimes I slip into that. You know, it's not the... Oh, God, wow, what a perfect example sitting right here, because I've been hesitating to even open this figure. First time in my life I've not opened a figure immediately. But yeah, right here. I mean, the bullshit over this figure this past year was enough. And then I'm looking at it going, yeah, it's okay. And I was getting ready to start doing a video on that one and her pack mate. I had something an interesting spin on that. That kind of leads, it all leads into this, but you know, it's not that. You know, my feeling with this was, why the fuck did it take so much for me to get this figure? It shouldn't have been that fucking hard. That was my feeling, right? It should have been as easy as this guy, who I've also just got. That's Mr. Fuji, by the way. Who managed Demolition. It shouldn't be that fucking hard. But some people think it should be. And some people are complaining now that Legions are hard to get outside of the US, and they are. You know, I can't lie. There's an issue with that. It's part of, you know, it's part of being outside of the US when you're dealing with a US company, but Brother Lore has really talked about this a lot, and he's brought up some very valid points, and I'll refer to him to tell you about that side of it, because that's really got nothing to do with what I'm doing. This is, you know, absolute fucking fun versus, ooh, let's get it. And it reminds me of this, moment in college. I would paint, I got a few right over here. I'll paint these guys, right? This is Dorian Martell, by the way, from House Martell of, yes, Song Ice and Fire, aka Game of Thrones. I would be painting miniatures for D&D. And this annoying young girl, I mean, she was exactly 18, she was a freshman. And I was, I started late, I was 25, so I was a senior. And she comes into my dorm room and goes, "Oh, cool figures." I'm like, yeah, thanks. You know, I'm painting them. And it was just like everyone around me made fun of that for months, because it was just like it was just the way it was said, and the timing of it and everything was just really weird. And now I feel like the adults, the middle-aged men, are like going, "Oh, cool figure." So I know I'm going to get into a video about my reasons of collecting. Just for me. Everybody collects differently, and that's fine. Or at least we should. I question it when everybody's grabbing the same shit. For the most part, we should be collecting differently because we are different people, we are different men, we are different individuals who fucking love this shit. You know, I like... You know, Michael is introducing like some really cool modern shit that works with vintage stuff. He did an excellent video on Star Wars, the Power of the Force 2 vehicles that work great with vintage. Stuff that was never done. This is something that was never done. It's not done by any company officially by Indiana Jones for Indiana Jones, but the influence is too fucking obvious. As such, it becomes something fun. And one of the things I think that a lot of us collectors have been in is a drag to get the ooh cool figure. You see what I'm saying here? I ramble a bit, but I make a point. And it's not that it's bad to go and chase the ooh cool figure. It's when that is all you're doing. That, to me, it's like chasing the white whale, man. You know, first off, you ain't gonna catch it because it don't fucking exist. Second off, it will be an obsession to you that will take you down. I mean, in the end, I really like both of these. But the feeling I get with this, and this delivery today really brought it out because this was FedEx, this was USPS. And when this came in, I was like, oh boy! And then I immediately opened it up and showed my wife. My wife goes, what? And I explained it to her, and she had half seen Michael's video. She didn't really pay attention. She only pays attention to toy videos when it's like something she's interested in, like when she hears about Scooby-Doo line. And she's like, oh, Scooby-Doo, okay, yeah, okay, you have my attention. And then she's kind of like fades off. But she had only half heard it, but she remembered the bridge. So, because I was talking about the bridge. And she was like, okay, this is exactly what I need for my Indiana Jones figures. I keep trying to not say need. I hate when collectors say need. Want. It's what I want for my Indiana Jones figures. It's perfect, and I like the modularity of it. You can set it up in different configurations, and I like that aspect as well. So that's why I bought it, why I wanted it, and I got it pretty quick. I mean, it's rare that I try to grab something really quick, especially lately. I mean, lately I'm just kind of like easing my way through and waiting. You know, there's nothing out there that I need right this minute, want right this minute. There's nothing out there that I want right this minute. You know, I mean, I can be cool for a little bit. I'm trying to avoid FOMO in as much as possible. Then again, it does hit. I know it's going to hit me a little bit with Valaverse and the black and Series 6, but I got what I think is going to be the hard one to get is the black. So there we are. I got that. I mean, I have so much from Valaverse that a lot of people don't have, like Carrick, like Special Deployment, Condor, the original Run a Trigger rollout. Yeah, you know, I mean, a lot of people don't have those. I have those. I mean, the only thing I'm missing from the original run as far as... But, you know, Valaverse also makes me excited to collect. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it feels like G.I. Joe, but it's not G.I. Joe. And I hate when people draw that, well, you're just copying Hasbro. And it's like, if you're stupid, that makes sense. But also, Valaverse is a different feeling entirely, too. Because I'll be the first to admit, Valaverse feels different than this. This has the feel of an 80s toy, but with modern engineering. Valaverse has the feel of a modern toy with a modern background. Neither of those are bad things, but at the same time, they are very different from one another, which makes them pretty good, even, I would argue. But, you know, at the same time, collecting is changing drastically. There's going to be a lot of... My feeling is there's going to be some drastic changes in the market in the next year and a half, it's not going to look the same. And I'm wondering how that's going to affect things. I have a video where I'm doing some market research about toy tubing. It's going to be interesting. I'm still crunching some numbers. And I'll explain that in that video. But anyway, like I said, it looks like there's 2 or 3 different feelings I get from collecting. All of them are valid, but the best one is what I get from this, and that don't happen very often. And I come to realize that with this purchase. And look, I was also listening to Bobby today talk about the Missile Command Center that he worked on. There was care put into this. You can tell just by the way it's put together. If you watch Michael's video, you know that. I mean, that's not to say there's not care put into this, but it's a different kind of care. Didn't really have to engineer like a fallaway bridge or something. Anyway, that'll wrap up my toy talk for today, I think. It was just an interesting contrast into my feelings on these 2 items that made me go, I want to talk about this a little bit and maybe bring out some shit. Nerdpocalypse next week, promise. This is why I did it. This is why I had to put it every 2 weeks, and I may have to do that again because it's daunting to get that out every week. It really is. I try, but Lord, it's hard to get it out every week, and sometimes I just can't. And this, I'll run it through an editor for about 20. It'll take me about 15 minutes to edit, and boom, I'll have a video tomorrow. But Nerdpocalypse takes longer. It takes me several hours. And, I am knocking down to 2 videos a week, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a whole lot more effort into the other video of the week. We'll see how that works. I might not be able to do that. Nerdpocalypse might go the route of Man-Child's News just once a month. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But Nerdpocalypse usually does good, and it's doing better. I mean, it's picking up steam. So I'm happy to see it get better and better. When I put it weekly, though, it don't work. So I'm wondering if I put it monthly, what'll happen. I could get more EFAFs out. I'll say that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. All that fun stuff. Help me get out in the algorithm. Because, one thing I found out is that when you put your videos up, people don't watch it. It goes out to your subscribers first. When they don't watch it, it don't get watched. It don't get pushed in the algorithm. So, there you go. It's your fault. Joking. Take care.